Good morning. This is Destiny checking in with today's Daily Diamond. Welcome, family. As always, I would like to say hello to any of my new subscribers and welcome back any of those of you who've been listening. As always, I have to give a shout out to my sponsors. But before I do that, the Diamond brand is looking for new sponsors. Please make sure that you check out my Snapchat or my Instagram where I've posted the rates. Make sure you DM me on Facebook. Any of those instances, make sure if you are a young entrepreneur, if you're a business and you're looking for a bigger fan base, make sure you check my rates out. They are really, really competitive, and I would love to grow our Who We Love section of my WordPress. So make sure if you're looking for someone to kind of shout you out that you check me out. All right, so up first we have Real Crown Extensions. It's a new month, so we got some new bundle deals going on, so make sure you check them out. I believe the website is up and running now, and I got a sneak peek at it, and it is absolutely beautiful. So shout out to Real Crown Extensions and Sade. You've done an amazing job. Of course, we have Kisses by Shelly. She's got some new colors out. I've updated that sponsor page. I've updated those images. So make sure y'all check out those new pages and those new images. And last but not least, we have Lisha. Lisha has added feet and braids to her services, so make sure you check her out as well. Now, on to today's topic. So today's topic is one that I feel like deserves some due justice. And so I want to talk today about forgiveness and this concept of forgiveness. So I don't know why, but I do know why forgiveness is something that is so hard for us as human beings, right? We always say the old adage rings true: forgive and not forgive but don't forget. But forgiveness and forgiving people in general is something that's really hard for us to do as human beings, and I guess that's because we hold on to it, and we don't want to forgive someone for a transgression that they may have done against us. And I think that is important to talk about. And so today, when we're talking about focusing on you and worrying about you, I think it's really important to talk about the concept or the idea of forgiveness. It is really important to forgive people when they've done something to you. It does not matter if it is something that was wrong to you, that was malicious, or something that was just an honest mistake. I really feel like in life, if you are going to progress, if you are going to be a better version of yourself, if you are going to improve, you really have to learn to forgive people. And so that's something to really think about. I know as a person, as a woman especially, right, we get in relationships or we deal with people, and as a sensitive being, I'm sensitive, I'm Pisces, but as a sensitive being, right, we get hurt and it's hard for us to forgive people. But in order for you to be a better version of yourself, in order for you to improve, in order for you to move forward in life, you've got to learn to forgive those people who have done things to you, because it's best, not necessarily for that individual, but it's best for you. They always say forgive and don't forget. And I think that's really important too. You can always forgive someone and then not forget that transgression that was charged against you. You got to think about it. If you forgive them for something that they've done, does that mean that you excuse it? Of course not. It just means that in order for me to be a better version of myself, in order for me to be okay with me, I've got to forgive you so that I can move on. I know that people are not necessarily religious, but and it can be a little bit touchy, but in Islam they always make mention of the fact that Allah is a merciful God, and that if we want Allah or God to have mercy on us, we must have mercy on others. And I think that that's really important to think about. It's really something important to consider. If you want someone, if you want God or whomever you believe to have some mercy on you, you've got to have some mercy on others, right? We're not perfect people and we make mistakes. Some of them sometimes are huge, but we have to work on forgiving people. As I get ready to walk into my 8th or 9th school year, whichever one this is, that's one of the things that I'm really going to try to work on: forgiving people. Not necessarily the kids, but forgiving people, forgiving coworkers, forgiving colleagues for those things where I felt like they fell short, or I felt like I was shortchanged. It does not mean that I'm not going to vocalize my opinions or vocalize my feelings, but it does mean that I'm going to do my best to put myself in a predicament where I can forgive them so that I can be a better version of myself. And when we talk about forgiveness, a lot of us are holding on to a lot of things in our lives that are negative. Um, and we really have to work on letting them go. I have a mantra where I tell people all the time, and I've said it on the podcast before, if you're struggling with something, write it down. But if you're struggling with something that's hard for you to let go, here's my suggestion. Write it down, put it on a piece of paper, and ball that piece of paper up, and then put it in the garbage. And the reason that I say put it in the garbage is because when you roll something up, when you throw something away, it's a physical act that I think that's connected to your emotional mind, in which if you're throwing it away, then it's no longer allowed to take up space. It's no longer allowed to take up space in your mind. It's no longer allowed to take up space in your mental, right? That thing is not as significant as you once thought it was. And I don't care if it's a broken relationship with your family. I don't care if it's a broken relationship with a sibling or a friend or a coworker or your children, whatever it is. Make time to fix those things. Make time to forgive each other, because you never know what will happen, and you don't want to live your life or end your life on a note in which you wish you would have forgiven someone for something that seems so minute now, and it was so big and it was so grand then. And so when you're talking about you and when you're focusing on you today and you're working on bettering yourself, let's look at forgiveness. Forgiveness is extremely important. It's tied to all of these other issues that come up. It's tied to this issue of confidence. It's tied to these other issues of depression, right? Being able to forgive and literally let that emotional weight off of your shoulders is extremely paramount in being a better version of yourself. And so it does not matter who it is that you need to forgive. You don't even necessarily need to do it with a phone call. Like, if you can't see the person face to face, like if you listening to me, you got somebody in your phone that you need to forgive, shoot them a text. Not expecting a response, because you might not get one, but just shoot them a text so that you can get your feelings, your thoughts, your emotions out of your body, and you can be a better version of yourself. So everybody, let's try that today. If you're listening and it's somebody that has done you wrong or whatever the case may be, send them a text real quick and tell them that you forgive them. No need for extra conversation, but let's just do it so that we can be better versions of ourselves today, better versions of ourselves today than we were yesterday, or better versions of ourselves tomorrow that we weren't yesterday. Okay, so this is Destiny signing out with today's Daily Diamond. I'll see you guys tomorrow.